My name's Jonny Anderson. I live in Kelso in the Scottish borders, but my company, GoodPractice Limited, which is a company that supplies management and learning and development information for clients, big clients across the world, they're physically located in Edinburgh. I'm the technical director for that company, and so I run a fairly large team of developers and designers, and yet I don't have to go to the office. I go possibly once a month on average. The rest of the time I spend at home. I spend working from home. A typical working day for me would involve getting up in the morning, gathering my team together. We work across different time zones, so lots of members of my team come in on some parts of the day, come off on other parts of the day. We use special software that allows us to share our screens, to operate one another's screens, to share files, obviously, to talk to one another across the internet. All of this is consuming what would have been impossibly large amounts of bandwidth even just a few years ago. It wouldn't have been possible. Now with the super fast broadband, it's remarkable. I can coordinate a group of 10, 12 developers and designers across the world as if we were all sitting, in fact, even better than if we were all sitting in the same office. I used to live just up the road, a couple of miles up the road, and there was a little farm, a bit isolated, and there our broadband connection was about 1.2 megabits. Now back in those days I was attempting just to start this idea of a fully distributed team, and what I was finding was it was a nightmare. If I wanted to have a meeting with more than one or two people, I would end up having to shout at the kids. Everyone had to stop whatever they were doing. My poor wife couldn't listen to the internet radio. She would have to walk on eggshells. And then when the meeting was over, I would tell everyone, and there was this palpable sense of relief throughout the house that it was basically turning me into an ogre. It was stressful, frankly. And then we moved into Kelso, and in Kelso we've got fibre, and suddenly my broadband speed went up to 79 megabits, which is a very significant improvement. And the difference was night and day. It made it so that now I never had to think about meetings. I would just join. I never had to think about the size of the files. I've got quite a large family. I've got 4 kids, and they're a modern family. So each of our kids, they've got their own phones, they've got their own tablets. How life has changed even in the last 5 years is astonishing. And none of that would be possible. The whole of our household activities would stop if we didn't have the super fast broadband. It makes modern living possible, and I certainly couldn't go back now to how it used to be. It feels like the dark ages when I think about it. The difference that super fast broadband has made to me is not just about work productivity. It's about being able to be the father that I want to be able to not shout at my kids because they're using their tablets, for my wife to not have to walk on eggshells because she has to use the internet in her own work. That's the biggest difference for me. It's made me into the father that I want to be.